Rev up your engines! Okay, today I'm checking out this used Honda Odyssey van. Everybody always, vans, who wants vans? Everybody wants vans now. Honda always sold more vans than Toyota Siennas, and I'm convinced the Siennas are better, but a lot of people like Hondas. They ride good. Last year, 2024, it was pretty close. They both sold 70,000 something vans, about even. And it's just some people like Hondas, some people like Toyotas. Honda had some problems in the past with engines and ACs. This particular one is a 2013. It didn't have those really bad transmission problems, but as the saying goes, beggars can't be choosers. If you're buying a used car, there's a limited amount of stuff out there, right? Now let's say you're going to buy a new van. Toyota is now passing Honda in sales for one main reason. Their van is a hybrid van, okay? In town, on the highway, it gets 33 miles a gallon, right? The brand new Honda Odyssey van, in town, you're lucky if you get 18 miles a gallon. So, and even on the highway, you're only going to get maybe 21, 22. The Sienna gets such better gas mileage. Honda should get their act together and get some hybrids. Now, Honda did say they're working on larger vehicle hybrids, and if they do, that'll be a game changer for them. But these are pretty good vans, and in the case of this one, $6,000 for a Honda Odyssey van. Go buy a brand new one. It's going to be $40,000 to $50,000. That's a lot of money. These things can still have a lot of life in it, so let's check this one out. Now, as you can see, 2013, and it was made in Alabama. Rednecks made this thing, right? But as we open the hood, it's a venerable Honda V6 engine. It's IV-Tech. It does have that dumb variable cylinder management thing. Hey, this one still runs good, so it held up. But as everybody knows, and if you don't, you're going to find out, they have rubber timing belts and their interference engines. If the belt breaks, pistons hit the valves, break the engine, goodbye car. But as you can see on this, at $164,000, that belt was changed. And as we look inside, we can see this baby has 173,000 miles on it now. So we don't have to worry about it on this particular car. If you're buying a used one, there's no record of it. Price around, putting a timing belt and a water pump on this thing. Most guys are going to charge upwards of $1,000 or more, $1,000 up. If that's the case, knock it off the price of the car. Say, you don't have to get a whole timing belt on it. I can buy this thing, the engine might blow up. I'm going to get this done. That's coming off the price of the car. In this case, it was done. So, hey, and top it all off, nice enough to show that $164,000 it was done. In 2023, it was done almost 2 years ago, so this thing's only had 9,000 miles put on it the last couple of years, so it was used, but it wasn't abused, so that's a good sign too. Now, these are well-made vehicles. Some of them had transmission problems. This particular year did not. We're going to check it all with my big machine. But the woman who's buying this thing, she's going to use it kind of as a living. She's already taken out back seat. You see, she's got a bed in there, and she's also going to take out the passenger seat. And hey, if you get a house for $6,000, man, that is a deal. She's been laughing about it. You can't argue that. And these vans are custom made for something like that. So are the Sienna vans. I got customers with old Sienna vans. They got them out. They live in them. There's a lot of room in these things, and they're still really dependable vehicles. Even though it's 12 years old, it's got that mileage. It is a Honda, and Honda makes well-made vehicles. In the case of this, the passenger sliding door's kind of messed up, but hey, the other side works. She doesn't have to use it. Her mechanic wanted $5,000 to fix the sliding door. Oh yeah, for a car she paid $6,000 just for a stupid sliding door. Total nonsense. There are so many crooks out there. They probably just saw a woman and thought, oh, let's see what we can get out of her. She's like, hey, the other side works. What do I care, you know? Especially if she's going to make it something to live in, you might want to shut one side off anyways and just use the other. So, hey, something like this, hey, 40 to 50 grand versus 6, you make certain amenities not needed if you're going to pay that kind of money, and it's still in good shape. Now we'll look around. But you can see, even though it's a northern car, there's not even any rust on the wheel wells. And we look under here. Frame's still good. You're always going to see superficial rust like that anywhere on bare metal. Sure, the alloy wheels have seen better days, but that's just coating. You can buff all that out, recoat it if you want, or just leave it if you don't care. But of course, the main thing is, it's going to hold up, so out comes a giant computer. It's an older car, so it's got a key. I don't have keys, so Forget keyless ignition, these will last forever. We'll turn on the idiot lights. And up comes the fancy scan tool. Back to the vehicle. We'll do standalone diagnosis. Odyssey 2013. There we go. Full topology scan, so on its route. And so we look around, it's got a nice screen. It's got a CD player and a DVD player. Yeah, you can watch DVDs. That still works. Reasonable selection for an old vehicle like this, right? Rear power, front power. Like I say, she's gonna turn this into something to live in, so she took a bunch of the seats out, and there's all kinds of room in these things. A little jump starter because the battery went bad. She had to replace that. Showing a whole bunch of codes, but a bunch of them are probably gonna be stuff nobody even cares about. So far, it's got 19 trouble codes. Let's see how many it ends up with. But I can see a bunch of them are in just crazy stuff you don't care about. Okay, tire pressure monitoring, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. The batteries are dead. Let's just take a right side first and we'll see power tailgates. Who cares if it doesn't even work anymore? We'll see what it says though. Here we go, it's going to tell us what's wrong with the power tailgate. But I mean, you don't need anything. Climate control, lost communication with seat heater, rear communication. We don't care. She's living in this thing. She doesn't care if a bunch of electronic crap doesn't work anymore. And we'll look at another one. Bunch of the stuff. Seat heater. She doesn't care if the seat heater works or not. Yeah. We'll see what the trouble code is on that. Maybe it's another stupid communication code. Who knows? Ah, yeah, it was because we erased the other one, so it doesn't exist anymore. Now, the only thing that we might even care about is going to be the PCM, the main computer. So let's see what that code is. Trouble code, here we go. Catalyst efficiency below threshold. Okay. Yeah, it's pushing 200,000 miles. The cat is inefficient, right? So if you live in a state where you got to get these stupid things inspected, well, you're going to have to deal with that crap. Maybe replace the cat. Maybe try to change it. But if you live in Tennessee like me, you don't care because this thing runs perfectly fine. Now, as you can see, it does have a sticker, and it's good for almost 2 more years. So somebody put an inspection sticker on this with an inefficient cat. She didn't have to think about it for 2 years. She probably won't even be here in Rhode Island. She's going all over the place. And if she decides to move to Tennessee, she's lived in Nashville before, she wouldn't care because they don't do any kind of inspections. Yeah? Now, let's say you're going to buy this thing and the sticker wasn't good anymore. Find the price of a catalytic converter, take it off the price of the car if you're thinking about buying it. They can run with inefficient cats. The record I've seen was like 12 years. I had a customer, drove their Honda for 12 years, and it always had the inefficient cat code, but it still ran fine. I mean, we'll erase it anyways, but no one cares. It runs perfectly fine. That's making me turn the switch off, turn the switch on. So all the rest of this nonsense, it's just crazy because like the TPMS, the batteries are dead in one of the wheels, so we'll just get rid of them all. What the heck? And while it's doing that, dash is still in good shape. Seats are still excellent. Hey, this is still a pretty neat car. What I'm gonna do now is start her up and we'll analyze the whole system. Live data, remember, black's good, red's bad. The average long-term fuel trim is 1, okay, right? 1 is perfect. Even with all these miles on it, right? We'll go through, look at some more data. It's all black, it's all good. There we go, look, the Lambo, it's almost perfect. 1 is perfect. Oh, it's off 1 or 2 100ths. Hey, this thing still runs like a clock. All the data so far is all black, it's all good. As you can see, misfires, none. There are no misfires. They're all 0. So let's take it for a spin. That's all, but the backup camera still works. It's raining, so it looks a little bit odd, but you know, what can you do? Okay, these new wiper blades, because they're creaking. Wiper blades don't cost much. So we'll turn them on a little slower, so they won't make as much noise. And, hey, this thing still shifts good. Still got the original struts, and really, it doesn't run all that bad. I don't hear wheel bearings roaring or anything. Got a pretty good deal on this vehicle, especially if she wants to live in this thing for a while. And where we go up the hill, starting to fog up a little, so I'll put the defroster on. Top of the hill, nobody's coming. Here we go. Now we'll give it a little gas. That V6 engine's still a charm. Tranny shifts like a dream. Like I said, these transmissions, 2013, didn't really have that many problems. It's still a solid vehicle, there's no arguing that. Now, one of the main reasons she's buying this car is because she wants a beater car to kind of travel around the country in. She's changing her lifestyle, and she said she could buy a brand new car, get a payment for it, but she doesn't want to do that. So she bought a $6,000 cash car. It's working out pretty good so far. I can't find anything that anybody really cares that's wrong about it. Sure, the passenger door's messed up, that sliding door over there, but she's just not going to use it. And yeah, it's not four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, it's just front-wheel drive. These front-wheel drive vans handle great. All the weight's in the front. Put snow tires in the winter, it'll go. Things still got tons of life left. Back down the hill, I see the house is still for sale. Not too many people want to buy a house that's on the busiest road in town. That's the problem with that house. Beautiful house inside, but be awful noisy too. And I would definitely put new wiper blades on. Well, they're quieting down a little from the extra wet. And the clock has the wrong time on it, but that can be fixed. So there you have it. Yeah, it's 12 years old. It's got like 100 and almost 80,000 miles on it. Still in excellent shape compared to a new one for 45 to 50 grand. Hey, this was the loaded one when it came out. It's got everything on it, right? Still a great vehicle. Now, if you're looking at a Honda Odyssey van, you gotta check the transmission, like I said, with the timing belt. You gotta change it every 100,000 miles or so, but this one was changed less than 10,000 miles ago, so it's got tons of life left in that. And the vehicle itself, it shifts good. The engine's good. So the door sticks. Who cares? Don't use that door. It'd be a great car for her to travel around the country in, because of course, the farther you drive on a highway, the less wear that is on the car. 1,000 miles on a highway is equivalent to like 100 miles in stop and go traffic. This is a perfect vehicle for traveling around in for only 6 grand, and then you don't have a stinking car payment. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.